Alright, back to being a teenager, the most horrific thing you can be. The scariest thing in the world. I want to shout at her, but I can't respect King Dad. Dad gets angry enough as it is, without being aroused in the middle of the night. And I hate to think what he would say to Jazz once he sees she's back. All I can do is whisper angrily instead. I'm mad Jazz has taken away even my right to be angry. I'm sorry. Even my right to be angry. But I've never been very good at expressing myself. What? I'm just saying. You don't have to say. I'm sorry for trying to give you some advice. Wouldn't you rather it come from me than a future boyfriend? I'm never gonna have a boyfriend. Well, your legs are getting kind of hairy. Don't talk about my body like that. Hey, don't sweat it. I'm not exactly rocking a bikini body here either. Jazz pats her stomach. I pout in return and Jazz laughs. He ruffles my hair. Don't worry, Lynne. This is just between you and me. I won't tell anyone. Really? Yeah. Although... What? Jazz prods me in the cheek. You were pulling some weird fucking faces. And it looked like you've been possessed. It was actually pretty scary. Last one, stress. My face burns bright red with shame. Okay, and I assume... Is this another dream? I assume so. Everything's made out of concrete. The walls, the floor, the ceiling. It's all dull and drab and grey. With sprouts in the corners of the room, or mold, not wood, it's an M, not a W. Mold sprouts in the corners of the room. It's dark black in the center, but pales around the edges to a soft, almost pastel blue. The mold would be almost pretty, I guess, if the rest of this place, whatever this place is, wasn't so horribly cold and dank and dark. Very dank. I shift uncomfortably. My behind hurts. Cold leaks through the back of my trousers. My thighs are turning to ice. Why am I sitting down in a place like this? Where in the world am I? I try to get to my feet, but... A sharp wave of pain spikes through my right leg. It feels like something inside me has jammed. What happened? I look down, blinking, half afraid of what I might find, and a soft, pain moan escapes from my lips. My right leg is bent at an awkward angle. It snapped just beneath the knee like a tree branch in a thunderstorm. It sticks out, all sickly, uncanny, and unnatural to the right. Much, much too far to the right. Is my bone piercing through my skin? Actually, that reminds me of another nightmare, actually. That I have. That's not exactly like this, but I always have these nightmares where my ribs actually are poking out of my skin. I always hate that. Because, in the dream anyway, it feels like it's painful, you know? That your ribs are like poking out of your stomach. And like I can't really like move anywhere because I feel like the ribs will fall apart and I die or something. I don't know. I always have that nightmare too. That one sucks too. Anyway. It feels like it. It hurts. I didn't realize just how much it hurt, but that's because I didn't realize it was so broken so badly. Not until I saw it with my own eyes. But that doesn't make any sense. Why didn't it hurt before? Even if I couldn't see it, I should have been able to feel it. Maybe it was the shock of being in such a strange environment, or maybe it wasn't broken before I examined it. I wonder, idly, if some invisible force, a ghost or a ghoul or a phantom, took my leg between its spectral hands and split it in the millisecond it took for me to glance down. Or more likely, this is a dream, you know, but anyway. I don't know. I don't know anything. I bite my lower lip. My face is draining of color. I probably look like a mushroom. How did that happen? How is any of this happening? I turn to the right. To the left. I'm in a square-shaped room. There are exits all around me, but with my broken leg, there's no way I can escape. I can see a recess further back, beyond an open door. There should be a stairway there, but there isn't. There's nothing. The place where the stairs should be is completely empty. It's just a vast, yawning crevice. There are no stairs. Why are there no stairs? I tried to shimmy my way down there, even without a broken leg. I think I'd end up broken in all sorts of other places upon landing. I see you're awake. Oh. There's a voice. It's low, but distinctly female. The voice echoes around the four walls of this drab, gray, mold-ridden room over and over again. You're awake. 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 It sounds like an accusation. A shiver runs down my spine. The air in here is colder than liquid nitrogen. It took quite a while for you to come to, you poor baby. The woman's voice sounds concerned, but something about it sets my teeth on edge. I don't trust it. I don't trust her. Where is she? I can't see her. I search for the source of the mysterious voice and... Oh. Yeah, see you. Vaughn, but with like a mask. The speaker is standing in front of me. She's kneeling just inches away, so her breath glides across my cheeks. At least it would be if she wasn't wearing a mask. Where did she come from? Where did she go? Where'd you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. I swear she hasn't here. She wasn't here before. There was no body, just the voice. But voices can't exist on their own. That is impossible. Am I going crazy? Ow! A sharp pain spikes through my leg. My brain was so overwhelmed by this bizarre situation I forgot, for a few seconds, it was supposed to hurt. It hurts more than it did before. Human legs aren't supposed to bend like this, not at 90-degree angles. How long have I been here? Does that really matter, sweetie? You're here now, and you're not going to leave. No? No, sorry. Oh, right. You might as well make yourself comfortable. You have no other choice. I can tell, despite the mask, that this woman's pretty. Her eyes are striking, and her eyebrows are curved into two neat arches. Her eyebrows are pierced. Her nose is pierced too, and her ears. The lights in here are dim. Everything's dull and drab, except for her. She's a rare, shiny object in a universe comprised of bland, repeating grays. She looks familiar. In fact, I think I recognize her. Well, are you Vaughn? My name doesn't matter. Oh, I guess you're not? I mean, I guess this is a dream, so... It's like Dream Vaughn, who's not really Vaughn. Her voice is a little muffled through the surgical mask, but I'm sure it's Vaughn. It looks like her at least. But what is she doing here? I think my leg's broken. It would be, sweetie. Why? Why indeed? That is the question. Her eyes harden. You shouldn't need to ask me that. The reason should be obvious. What do you mean? We thought if you were subjected to a sudden, sharp shock, you might remember what it was you've done wrong. But I guess not. You really are hard-headed. Or maybe you're incapable of feeling real remorse. I'm sorry. I try to keep my voice calm, even though sweat's starting to bead on my forehead. My leg doesn't just ache, it doesn't just hurt, it sears. I'm sorry if I did something wrong. I swear I didn't mean to. Those are pretty words, yes, but I can't trust them. Why not? How can I accept an apology when you don't understand why you're apologizing in the first place? But that's just my opinion. What does everybody else think? The girl who looks like Vaughn, who may or may not be Vaughn, turns her head. Is she gesturing towards an audience? That can't be. We're the only ones here, aren't we? And that's what I thought, but we're not alone. We're not alone at all. The edges of the room are crammed with people. They surround me in a circle. There's so many people I can't even see the walls anymore. It's like they've eaten the landscape around me. Termites. There's so many people, calling them a mere crowd doesn't begin to cover it. Doesn't give me any sense of scale. Most of the people in the crowd are strangers. They're so strange to me, and alien in fact, that I can't tell if they have ears, or eyes, or noses. There are a few faces, however, that I recognize. Jazz, Susie, Mom and Dad, even though they don't get a spread of themselves, they're just not that important, I guess. Why are they standing there, watching? I try to call out to them, but I can't. The words snag in my throat. It feels like my vocal cords have been cut clean in two by a spectral pair of scissors, perhaps. I can't make so much as a squeak. My leg hurts. It hurts so badly. I can hardly think. I can hardly feel. Everything is obliterated by pain. Pain fills my skull like a thick cloud of smog. A cloud of flies. Oh dear. It seems like you really have let everyone down, dear. Her fingers caress my cheek gently. Her nails are long and sharp enough to cause serious damage. She could gouge my eyes out with those nails so easily, and she wouldn't even break a sweat. I'm completely at her mercy. Nobody will defend me. Nobody wants to. They stand and watch in a circle, staring. They're all empty and soulless. Scarecrow people. Do they have any emotions in their hearts? Any care? Any compassion? Maybe I don't deserve it. Now, do you know what people do with witches? I'm a witch? I thought Vaughn was the witch, a self-proclaimed Wiccan. But I don't know if this woman is Vaughn. Just like I don't really know whether the Jazz or the Susie or the mom or the dad in the crowd are really Jazz or Susie or mom or dad. Just like I don't know if I'm the real Lynne. Is this really my body? My smashed leg feels dull and heavy. I can't move it. I don't think it belongs to me anymore. I can't twitch the toes of my right foot. I can't twitch the toes of my left foot either. Witches get burned at the stake, right? But why? Haven't I been through enough? Oh, don't worry about it, sweetheart. It'll be over soon. I know just how weak you are, how fragile, how easily broken. Her voice dips to a slow, sensuous whisper. But it would be fun, or wouldn't be fun, if you passed out too quickly. What? You did something wrong, sweetie. Even if you don't remember it, we do. Look at all the people you've disappointed, all the people you've let down. She glances at the shadowy crowd. They stare at me, unblinking, their eyelids permanently open. Maybe they can't blink. Do they even have eyelids? All of a sudden, this idea sounds rather sensible. Why should people need eyelids here? They exist solely to judge me. Of course they would stare. Excuse me, I'll just call for my lovely assistant. The woman who looks like Vaughn claps her hands together. When she does, a girl steps forward from the crowd. It's Lynne with an E. She isn't a tall girl. Her presence is entirely average and unimposing. She's the polar opposite of the woman who reminds me of Vaughn. She's around my height. She has a similar face too. The same cheeks, the same nose, the same mouth, even the same nostrils. but her leg isn't broken. She walks slowly, without a limp, like she has all the time in the world. Her irises are brown like mine. They seem to stretch on forever and ever into infinity. I could be sucked up by her steady, steely gaze, like water down the drain. I know this girl. I know her only too well. She's there all the time. Whenever I'm asleep or awake, I can't escape from her. I can never escape. Give our guest a helping hand, dear. You know what to do? Lynne nods soundlessly and kneels down beside me. The woman who looks like Vaughn shuffles away, giving Lynne more space to perform whatever cruel ceremony she's supposed to conduct. Lynne reaches forwards. She takes hold of both my cheeks with her hands. Her palms are cold. I shiver. Is she even alive? Her skin is so pale I'm beginning to wonder if there's any blood inside her. Maybe she doesn't have blood, but ice. All ice? That would explain why she's so cold to the touch. Her heart is a glacial lake, completely frozen over. I want to ask her why. Why are you doing this to me? Do you really hate me this much? Well, you hate her as much as well, right? I guess, well, I assume torture is going to commence? I don't know if you hate her that much, Lynne. If Lynne hates Lynne that much, I guess, or it's getting confusing. Why do you hate me? How dare you hate me? How can you stand to make me suffer when I want to make you suffer much, much more? But I can't say any of those things. My throat is swollen. No sound comes out. Lynne parts her lips slowly. She sighs. Her sweet breath ruffles my fringe. There's something small and white, shaped like a perfect pearl, resting on the tip of her tongue. It looks like some kind of tablet. Medicine? But I don't have enough time to wonder. Lynne's fingers dig into my cheeks a little tighter, hard enough to hurt. Her nails rake against my unprotected flesh. And then she dips her head. The lips press against mine. Smooch! I'm so surprised my eyes snap open, wide. So do my lips. She slides her tongue again inside my mouth, coiling it about mine, and deposits a strange alien pill inside me. Weird. It tastes strange. Everything here is strange. My head swims. My whole body hurts. It isn't just my leg. I feel like I'm being torn apart. I'm being stabbed with shards of glass over and over again. I whimper into Lynne's kiss. I don't want to swallow the tablet. I don't know what this strange medication is, but I know I can't swallow it. I won't. But Lynne doesn't draw her mouth away from mine. Her mouth is a warm cavern filled with sticky saliva. Is this nightmare turning into another kind of dream here, Lynne? She's consuming me. Devouring me. I choke. Lynne shoves her tongue even deeper into my mouth. I find myself swallowing despite myself. The small tablet slides down my throat. Tears bead in the corners of my eyes. The piercing sensation threatens to split my body in two. It feels like I'm being ripped apart. I feel like I'm not even myself anymore. But was I ever myself to begin with? Maybe there is no girl called Lynne. This whole time I was just a copy. A fake. I can't breathe. I can't talk. I can't think. All I can do is hurt. The crowd around me starts buzzing excitedly. Lynne observes for a few moments before she draws away. It's like she can't bear to touch me. I can smell something in the air. It's a smoky, acrid smell. It's the smell of burning flesh falling from the bone. My skin is smoldering. My flesh is melting. I guess we're literally burning. The fat inside my body is bubbling. I'm hurting. I'm crying. I'm dying. My eyes start to turn to liquid inside their sockets. My eyes drip down my cheeks. Not that I have cheeks anymore. Slowly, like syrup, like the whites of an overcooked egg. My right leg doesn't hurt anymore. It's no longer attached to my body. I no longer have a body. That's fine. Maybe this is what I wanted all along. Hey! And we woke up again after that nightmare. Amazing. And the stress levels are 90%. I assume, I mean, in a way, the stress levels also show our progress through the, the visual novel. So I guess we're pretty close to the end, unless there's something else after reaching 100% stress. I don't know. Hey, Lynne. It's been a while since I last saw you in your uniform. Oh, hey, Jazz. I give my sister an awkward smile. I don't want to smile awkwardly, of course. Who does? But after my dream last night, it's a little hard to act completely natural. You alright? You look kind of pale. I'm fine. I'll live. You sure? Jazz smirks and takes a bite out of her toast. It's smeared with strawberry jam. The bright red against the brown toast makes me think of, not of blood, but something far more sinister. Far more sinister? But it's not blood? What's more sinister than that? I don't know. Charred flesh. Oh, okay. Because she was dreaming about her burning alive as a witch and stuff. Okay. The thick smell of freshly toasted bread that lingers in the kitchen doesn't help. Here's a top tip from a girl who failed all her GCSEs. Don't pass out in the exam hall. I won't. That's what they all say. But there's always one kid who passes out every year. Always. Plus one stress. Is that true? I mean, it happened in my school year. There was a kid who passed out in the maths exams. I can remember like it was yesterday. It was pretty funny, honestly. I think Jazz is trying to lighten the mood, but she's not exactly filling me with confidence. Funny thing is, he wasn't a stupid kid, not like me. He was smart. He studied a lot. Maybe that's why. Jazz ponders. Her lips are encrusted with a fine film of toast crumbs. Maybe smart kids put too much pressure on themselves. Where they don't do as well as they want, they freak out. As for me, I don't have any standards. Jazz shrugs. She smiles. I knew I was gonna fail everything, so I never really bothered. It didn't seem like there was any point in worrying. Even though Dad kept pushing you? Even so, I know what my limits are. Maybe you just didn't try hard enough. I didn't try it at all! You shouldn't sound so cheerful about it. I know. It pisses Dad off too. I can see why, but... well... Dad works in construction. Mom works at checkout. We don't come from a smart family. I'm not a smart girl. I have no illusions of greatness. That's why Dad wants us to succeed. Well, I'm plenty happy living my life without amounting to anything, thank you very much. What about society? And also when Mom and Dad dies, how are you gonna pay for yourself, buddy? Like, you gotta get some job, I guess. Well, I guess, at the moment she's pregnant, right? So she'll probably get a job later. So it makes sense. But she'll have to take care of the baby too, so, Anyway. Society, what have they done for me recently? And Jazz laughs. Fuck it all. It doesn't matter. Jazz sounds proud. She sounds proud about everything, even the things she probably shouldn't be proud about. That tells Jazz she should be ashamed of herself. She isn't, though. Jazz is stronger than that. Jazz always says that she doesn't have a single ounce of shame in her body. Maybe that's a good thing. It means she doesn't have to worry. Not like me. I worry about everything. Now you can't drop the ball on this one, Lynne. Go and make Dad proud, and don't pass out. FYI, that kinda fucks up your chances. Well, keep it in mind. I peer into the bread bin, even though I don't want any toast. I'm worried. If I have breakfast, I'll throw it up on the train. Vomiting over a young child would be far, far worse than knocking into them with my school bag. It doesn't matter anyway. There are only crusts left. Again. Invigilator? Okay. Alright, you may pick up your pens and open your papers. Your exam has now begun. A flurry of noise surrounds me. Hundreds, I think. There are around 200 kids in my year of math exam papers are opened up and smoothed out by manicured fingers and bitten nails alike. I'm a little slower to start than the rest of my peers. I jolt. It feels like a screwdriver has been inserted into the base of my neck. What am I doing? I'm doing, nothing. I'm sitting here, staring dumbly at the clock mounted in the wall. Our school is a little outdated. We do our exams in this old gym hall that hasn't been refurbished since 1980. It smells of dust and old sweat. The windows are small and high up. They only let in the barest minimum of light. You know, I feel like that's like every school. Every school is kind of outdated, you know? I feel like I'm in a prison. At least, you know, when I was in school. A prison filled with rows upon rows of desks and chairs with over 200 teenage boys and girls poring over their maths exam paper. I was entered for the higher tier paper. I should have been doing foundation. My teacher had too many expectations. I think he was spurred on by my dad's fervent insistences that during parents' evening that I'm the smart one in the family. Sometimes, in a few of the practice papers I did in class, I managed to get B's. Sometimes, meaning once. The rest of the time I got C's or D's. Susie's in the second set of maths, and though she hardly ever studies, she never received anything less than a B. Life isn't fair. Speaking of Susie. Her last name is Hastings. She's sitting a couple of seats in front of me. I can see her brown pigtails bouncing as she peers through her booklet. Her pen, overly cute and pale pink, glints between the dim lights, or beneath the dim lights. She's writing. Only 5 minutes have elapsed, but it looks like she's finished the first couple of pages already. One of the invigilators, how you say that? Invigilators? Clears his throat. I shift, suddenly guilty. The invisible screwdriver applies even greater pressure to the base of my neck. Does it look like I'm cheating? I hope it doesn't look like I'm cheating. I open out my exam booklet and stare. Random groups of numbers stare back at me, broken up with dotted lines for me to write down my answers. I have to pick up my pen. I have to gather my senses. I have to start writing. But I can't. My brain freezes. The questions near the beginning of the exam paper aren't even that difficult. I never had any issues with these before. Find the perimeter of this shape. What is the circumference of this circle? Plot the line of the best fit. It's not hard. I've answered questions like these before. But I can't now. For some reason, nothing makes sense anymore. Probably because of your stress levels. Which makes it even more stressful. My breath catches in my chest. The whole world around me spins. I feel like I might fall from my chair, but the act of falling requires too much energy. All I can do is slump. I press one hand against my chest. My fingers are shaking. I'm too anxious to even raise my hand. I don't think I could walk to the toilet even if I did get permission, which is unlikely. The head invigilator is pretty scary. I don't want to deal with her. I don't want to deal with any of this. God, but how disappointed will Dad be? I'll be so disappointed that I turn out to be an idiot. The biggest idiot. 10 years of education, and for what? I'm wasting it. This hits a little too close to home because I feel the same way. Because, you know, I got an education too, and well, I still feel like an idiot. Oh well. I can't believe I'm wasting everything. Susie's pale pink pen bobs, it catches in the light. When I squint, I can see the individual particles of dust swirling in the air. 10 minutes have gone by. I still haven't written anything. Everybody else is writing. I'm not. I can't. Why? I reach for my pen. My palms are slick with sweat. Palms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. I bet Lynne's, the E, having no problems with this paper. She's in the highest set for maths, and though I've never seen any of her work, I'm sure she's a straight A student. She's just that sort of girl. I wonder where she is. I glance about the gym, surreptitiously. Alright. Not because I want to cheat, I'm not brave enough for that, but because I'm curious. We're seated in alphabetical order. My last name is Harper. Lynne's is Atkin. Okay, she has a last name. She'll be further ahead of me, maybe to the right? Ah, there. I can see her. She's pretty far away, but I can see her clearly. Her hair falls around her shoulders in shimmering waves. She pauses, her pen still poised in her right hand, and glances upwards. Maybe she's staring out the window. Is she so confident in her abilities that she doesn't need to focus on the exam paper? I shift and rub my thighs together. I'm sweating. Why is it so hot today? It must be because there are so many sweaty, stinking human bodies crammed together in this room. I didn't feel that hot when I was waiting for the train. Lukewarm more than anything. The nightmare surfaces to my mind once more in alarmingly vivid detail. It gets clearer and clearer the more I will for it to go away, like the legs of a spider slowly emerging from a sinkhole. Lynne's hands against my cheeks, her lips against mine, the sudden intense burning, my eyes melting out of my skull. 99% stress. I draw in a sharp breath and grit my teeth together. I can't focus on my exam paper. It's all nonsense to me. Just numbers that have no meaning and blank spaces to show my working when I can't work anything out at all. I don't understand a thing. All I can do is stare at the back of Lynne's head. Half an hour has elapsed. Well, things are not looking good. Lynne is looking back down at her exam paper. Her slender fingers turn over a new page. Her motions are so casual they almost feel insulting. She's trying to make me feel bad? Probably not. No, probably not. I doubt she even knows I exist. My stomach turns. I hate her. I really, really hate that girl. If only she would disappear, then none of this would be happening. Everything would be so much better if she had never been born. Well, we reached 100 stress. I don't remember closing my exam booklet. I don't remember putting my pen down. I hardly even remember picking my pen up. I don't remember holding my exam booklet in the air for the invigilators to collect. I don't remember being dismissed from the exam hall, and I don't remember collecting my bag from the back of the room. I don't remember exiting the school or making my way back to the train station. But I must have done because I'm here now. I feel like a large part of my life has been wiped clean away. Did I talk to Susie? Sure I did. Or maybe she tried to talk to me. I don't remember. She probably wanted to compare answers. Not that she needs to. Susie's far smarter than I am. I have no advice to give her. No advice other than don't fuck up like I did. Not writing a single thing in your exam booklet will do that to you. Have I ever done that before? Have I ever done something like that? Like me personally? I think I did. I think Well, it wasn't like an exam, it wasn't like an essay, and I ended up not handing it in. I think I did that once before. That sucked. Anyway. And obviously I got a bad mark. Well, fuck you up, I mean. Oh well. Yep, my words exactly, oh well. Too late to worry about that. The exam's over now. The whole time I stared at the back of Lynne's head. I didn't answer any questions, not one. That's gonna kill me. He's definitely going to kill me. He won't kill me right away because he won't find out. But when my results come in and he discovers I got a U on my math exam, he's gonna flip his lid. A U? I mean, well, over here in North America, we get Fs, not U's. So, or rather, if you get an F if you fail, obviously. So I guess in London you get a U if you fail, or something, or is it something else? Is it specifically for the the GCSE thingy that you get a U if you didn't put anything in your exam or something? I don't know. Anyway, they'll be so angry, and it's all my fault. I wonder if he'll be angrier than he was when he learned about Jazz's baby. Maybe. Failing one exam is potentially just as life-changing as having a baby. Is it? Is it? I don't know. There's no way I'll be able to make up the grade in my second maths paper. I mean, I don't know. It's not the end of the world. Then again, it depends on how weighted the exam is, right? So I don't know. Even if I got full marks, I'll be lucky to scrape a passing grade. So it's over. Oops. I failed maths. Now I failed life too. Oh well. I failed everyone. I'm a failure. I mean, I don't know. It depends. I don't know how it works in London, but you can always try again, right? And high school isn't all that important, really. It's mostly post-secondary stuff that you gotta worry about, you know? But anyway, but it isn't my fault. Like, getting a good post-secondary education will actually get you a job and stuff. Well, it depends if you know what kind of job you want in the first place, right? So, I don't know. It isn't. I glance at the electronic signboard, but I don't see it. All of a sudden, the station looks rather different. It isn't the same station I usually stand at, waiting for the train to take me back home. There are no pedestrians, no vending machines, no board displaying the next trains. The tracks are old and rusted. They're overgrown with moss and stinging nettles. Everything is dark gray and dreary. This place looks like it hasn't been used in a long time. It's derelict, all but deserted. I'm the only person here. Am I still in London? You're in Silent Hill. Oh no! There's gonna be like a lot of fog that's gonna come in. And you're gonna fight monsters. Oh no! Am I dreaming? Maybe I'm still in the exam hall. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe she's dreaming right now because obviously this isn't real. So maybe either she went home and gonna have another nightmare, or maybe she did pass out. You know what her sister said? Passing out the exam hall happens at least once, so maybe she passed out. Maybe I passed out during my exam, yeah. Is this another dream? But if it is a dream, then why does it feel so real? The air smells stale. The sky is dark gray. The clouds are light gray. The ground and the grass that grows upward through the ground are black as pitch. The whole world begins to distort. I hold a hand against my eyes. They're burning. I'm burning. It's just like one of my dreams. Nightmares, I mean. I only ever seem to have nightmares. In this strange, bizarre, surreal world, anything could happen. Fish could swim in the air, birds could fly in the water, the days could reverse and tomorrow will be yesterday. There's no concept of time, but my heart continues to pound inside my chest and my lungs continue taking oxygen. Oh, it's raining. A fine sheen of rain begins to fall from the sky. It's almost like the world is crying. But that's far too poetic a notion for a young, stupid girl like me. Girls like me who can't answer a single question on their maths GCSE paper, who don't deserve to think such fanciful things. This train station, however, is certainly fanciful enough. Is this my own world? Am I the only person here? Or not? Excuse me. You're in my class, right? No, I'm not alone. Of course I'm not. Even in my own delusions, I can't be on my own. Can never be on my own. You're going back to Strawberry Hill, aren't you? Her inquiry is polite, but it makes me grit my teeth together. It feels like she's looking down on me. Do you know if any trains are running? This is all so strange. There's nobody else here, so I was wondering if you knew what was going on. Why is she asking me this? Do I look like I would know? I don't know anything. Maybe behind her innocent facade, she's mocking me, just like everybody else. She's mocking me because I'm not her. I'm just me. Are we actually in Silent Hill? Because this feels like Silent Hill. Plain, boring Lynne. Not Lynne, with an E. She isn't me. I wish it was her, or maybe she was me. That we were the same. But we're not. We can't be. Her eyes are so sparkly. Excuse me, Lynne. I don't think she's ever addressed me before. Maybe that's why she sounds so hesitant. Or maybe it's because of the expression on my face. I don't know what my own face looks like, but it's probably quite scary. Lynne, are you by any chance feeling sick? I am sick. I'm sick of her. Lynne? She extends her arm out slowly. Is she gonna touch me? My body shivers. I want her to touch me, but at the same time, I don't. Okay? I can't let her. So I take a step backwards. Disgusting. Excuse me? Didn't you hear? You're disgusting. I push her away hard. I push so hard, in fact, she stumbles. Her eyes widen in surprise. Oh! She falls backwards. Her behind hits the ground with a soft thud. She blinks up at me, anxious and unsure and afraid. Yes, she should be afraid. I'm the one with power here. I'm the one who knocks. I don't usually have power in my dreams, but I do now. It would be foolish if I did not use it. Right? I kneel down, straddling Lynne's chest. My thighs pin her limp body at both sides. I need to block off her escape routes. What are you gonna do? Even if she tried to throw me off, I don't think she could. Her arms are white as chalk, skinny like twigs, and she doesn't have enough power to push me away. I won't let her push me away. Lynne, why? Why should I need to answer her? I don't need to answer. Shut up. I slap her across the face. Brutal. Her head jerks to one side with a sickening smack. For a few moments, I worry I might have shattered her skull. Is she really that fragile? Of course she is. I'm fragile too. Maybe all people are, to a certain extent. Even people like Dad. But I'm not the same as Lynne. We can't be. Lynne, why are you doing this? Lynne blinks at me. Her eyes are filled with tears. A dark, deep, purplish bruise blossoms across her cheek like a rare flower. It's almost pretty. Not pretty enough. I want to hurt her more. Much, much more. Stop hitting yourself, Lynne. Or, well, I mean, I guess, or you keep saying that you're not the same, but I think you're the same person, Lynne, or at least you're projecting yourself as the same person, and you're hurting yourself, and you hate yourself. I think that's what's going on here. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm tired of being the one who gets hurt all the time. I slap her again and again and again. Oh no, stop it. Each time her head jerks obligingly. She's so easy to play with, and fun too, like a doll. She's an incredibly lifelike, life-size doll, with teeth that rattle around in her skull when I hit her. I know we're not close, but I didn't think you disliked me this much. Did I do something wrong? If you even have to ask, that shows you don't understand. What? You don't understand. You never even tried to understand. But we never even spoken. Her voice is muffled through her sobs. The sound makes my head hurt. The invisible screwdriver is back. It bores into the base of my neck with frightening precision. Precision? I need her to stop talking. Stop making me feel guilty. I just hit her some more. How do I make her stop talking? That's enough. I don't want to hear your voice anymore. I need you. You need to atone. Atone for what? For what indeed? What did she do? She didn't do anything. But she needs to be punished. She's making me doubt myself. I can't do that. If I start to doubt myself, who else can I blame my faults and flaws? I don't have anybody else I can take this out on, and nobody who will listen, nobody who will understand. It doesn't make sense, even to me. Of course it doesn't make sense to her. That's why she can't talk. She absolutely, definitely can't. If she talks too much, I'll start to realize how stupid this all is. I'll realize just how hollow and empty I am. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I've always hated you. But why? There is no reason. No logical reason, anyway. It's because you look just like me. What? You look like me. But you're better than that. You're better than me. You're better in each and every way. Virgin Lynne versus Chad Lynne. Her name is even longer than mine. Lynne with an E. You earn more points if you played it on a Scrabble board. Not that names are allowed. It's against the rules to play names in Scrabble, strictly speaking. You know, I never played Scrabble. Anyway, but that's never stopped Jazz before. Jazz has no shame. I have too much. Apparently, when I touch myself, I pull stupid faces. I mean, everyone probably looks stupid, you know? I'm an idiot schoolgirl who doesn't know what she's doing, but it doesn't really matter because no man will ever find me attractive anyway. No woman either. What about Lynne? I wish she doesn't pull stupid faces. She's probably better at making herself feel good than I am. She'll beat me in everything simply by being alive. There's only one solution then. Disappear. Just disappear. Go away. Go away, go away. I grab hold of her shoulders, tight. My fingers dig into her flesh. She whimpers. It's not enough. I slam her head against the cold, hard floor over and over again. I slam it hard, with more strength than I know I possess. Her skull cracks. Maybe it fractures. Maybe it breaks. Maybe holes are opening up inside her head, and her brains are starting to leak out. I wonder what brains look like. I've never seen them before. Are they gray? In biology books I saw when I was a kid, brains are always bright pink. I'm not stupid enough to believe that's really true. Because what is true anyway? Is this real? None of it feels very real. None of it. Except the 6 smacks of Lynne's head against the concrete floor. The water falls around me. It's almost like the sky is crying. Lynne is crying too. Her nose is running. Her pretty face is covered in red and blue and purple bruises. She's bleeding. She's leaking. But she's still alive. Her body twitches. The breath forces its way out of her lungs slowly. In and out. In and out. She's so persistent. Just disappear. Go away. Leave me in peace. Doesn't she know what happens to witches? That's right. She's a witch. She's a witch who's stolen what should be mine. I have nothing. She has everything. That's fundamentally unfair. She deserves to be punished. Lynne. Why? She looks at me. Her eyes are glassy. They swim with tears. She's so wet you could probably stick a goldfish or two in one of her eye sockets. I bet it would be able to bob along quite happily. That is, if goldfish are saltwater fish. I'm not sure. I'm not smart. But I am smart enough to know the answer to her question. I have to hurt her. She has to suffer. That's just the way of the world. Oh, because I'm not you. And I wrap my fingers around her throat. Is that it? Oh, the credits? Nani? Those are the credits. What? Ends like that? Just ends like that, and there's no music or anything. It's just a droning sound in the background that you can barely hear. And I'm pretty sure. I mean, this is a visual novel. It didn't seem like there was any choices or anything. There was no other way to reduce stress, except I guess loving yourself. Yeah, that's just how it ends. It's pretty dark at the end. But I assume again, my theory is that was all a dream, right? That last part? It has to be. It has to be a dream. And I assume, Lynne, with an E, wasn't ever really a person. It was what Lynne, without an E, ever, what she wanted, her expectations, basically, right? You know? Everything she ever wanted to be, but never could. And at the very end, she's had enough of it. And so she, violently, I guess, destroys her image of what she wanted it to be and just accepts the fact that she's just Lynne without an E. Is what I think. And also, I guess, in a way, metaphorically speaking, she's also, hurting herself at the same time. Because even if it's, Lynne with an E is, not really who she is, or what she wanted to be, it's still her, technically, and she kept denying that, and so she kept, hurting Lynne, which is hurting herself, In a way, that's kind of sad, actually, the way it ended. There's no happy end. As far as I know, so that's it. That just ends on that depressing note, I think. And I guess, yeah. I don't know, I also remember that this visual novel was based on the Vocaloid song, I believe, called Rin, pronounced very similar. I guess in Japanese, L and R is pronounced the same way, so it's technically pronounced exactly the same, Rin. So I don't know, maybe if I look at that song, maybe it'll explain more things that are unclear. Yeah. And that's just Lynne. Just the life of a very stressful teenager trying to do her exams, but in the end, she couldn't live up to her expectations, which is, a very common thing, right? And that's it. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it, actually. It's kind of a downer. I guess I liked it. To be honest, I wish there was more real life sections. I was more interested in the other characters, and how they interacted with Lynne, rather than the, abstract nightmares. I guess the nightmares were just more metaphors, of her, her issues and her insecurities and her faults and flaws and stuff. But I feel like the nightmares, the fictional stuff, the nightmare illusion stuff that were not real, I wish they were a little bit shorter, and then they focused more on the real life stuff, because I was more interested in that. But I don't know, it's fine. It works. Because, I don't know. The thing is, on the back of my mind, I'm just thinking, this visual novel feels like it uses a lot of metaphors, and it reminds me of my, creative writing course that I took, where people kind of overdid the metaphors and stuff, and the literary devices, which you don't have to, as a beginner. A lot of people do that, but good writing, shouldn't put too much metaphors in their story. In fact, just focus on what's in front of you, you know? What's like authentic and what's like, you know, the relationships between the characters and all that. Not that I can say much. I'm not a good writer. I'm just saying that I prefer that kind of writing. Where again, I wish we learned more about Lynne, about her relationships with other people. It seemed interesting. It seemed interesting because there's a lot of things I can relate to as well, right? But anyway, yeah, that was it for Lynne. The scariest thing in the world, being a teenager. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then.